Japanese giant Sony, responsible for the Walkman, Blu-ray, PlayStation, cutting-edge cameras, TVs, phones, speakers, and much, much more, is ready to take a leap of faith. Sony wants a PlayStation on wheels in your driveway. But can EV startup Sony be competitive with Tesla, Toyota, and the shifting sands of the EV revolution? Over at Sony's page, they have a pretty extensive write-up of their new concept that they just unveiled at CES. 2 years ago in 2020 CES, they unveiled this sedan that you see on the right. And just a few days ago, they unveiled the crossover, because crossover is the name of the game in the car industry. And Sony hasn't given us a whole lot of specs for this vehicle. They haven't given us a battery size. And in this press release, there really aren't any specs. It's all about software and features and safety and things. We'll get into that in just a second. But Car and Driver says it's going to have all-wheel drive and 536 horsepower. That's adequate. Luckily, Sony provided tons of B-roll for us, so I'll be playing that while I read some of the highlights of their new vehicle, their technology, and how they can bring it to market. So they're focusing on safety, security, adaptability, and entertainment. Go figure. Creator of the PlayStation, right? So the crossover vehicle is called the Vision S02, and the sedan is the Vision S01. The vehicle uses the same EV cloud platform as the Vision S01, and it's being tested on public roads. They're wanting to offer entertainment experiences utilizing large interior space and variations of a 7-seater to promote the accommodation of a large variety of lifestyles within a society where values are becoming increasingly diversified. So autonomous driving and safety features, while they're super important, they just don't get me that excited, and that's what the majority of this press release feels to be centered around, and probably the majority of the focus of this vision concept for them is to design a safe, somewhat autonomous vehicle. They have 360 degrees of sensors around the vehicle, and these sensors include high sensitivity, high resolution, wide dynamic range CMOS image sensors. That's what their cameras have for their image sensors, LiDAR sensors, and all of those put together accurately sense three-dimensional space. Sony is currently conducting functional verification tests in Europe towards the release of a level 2 plus advanced driver assistance systems on public roads. No surprise, there are voice commands, gesture commands. You can pick your own themes and colors of all the screens in the vehicle, and even the acceleration and deceleration sounds of the vehicle. We know Yamaha's been working on that with their Alive branding, but Sony just might beat them to the punch here. Of course, since it's so software based, everything is going to be over the air updated. Sony thinks that remote operation is going to be important in the future. I'm not even going to imagine in what situations, but they have been testing it in Japan and Germany by controlling the vehicle over 5G. People's worry of 5G going to kill us and destroy the world might actually come true through Sony vehicles going haywire from not receiving the right transmissions over the 5G network. Anyways, and we all know Sony's so good at entertainment with their speakers, their TVs, their phones, the PlayStation, etc. This is one of the more exciting aspects of their vision concepts to me. They have seats in the speakers, which is nothing new, but they take it to the next level, creating a three-dimensional sound field. It's compatible with 360 reality audio, providing an immersive music experience as if the passengers are surrounded by a live performance of a favorite artist. And they want to provide a high quality movie experience, including a fully integrated digital video service called Bravia Core for Vision S. The service enables shared or individual video playback on the front panoramic screen and individual rear seat displays. And it doesn't stop there. We've mentioned PlayStation several times. They want to make PlayStation games available through a remote connection to a console at home, in addition to be able to play streaming games through the cloud. I can't imagine the lag and the latency if you were remotely playing. I know there are already cloud-based game services out there. I'm never ever going to subscribe to that. I want my own hardware. I want reduced latency. I want customization. Why not just be able to put a PlayStation in here? Guys, if the car is going to cost, who knows what the car is going to cost, it's so far away, but if it's going to cost $40K, why don't you just throw a PlayStation in there? or at least incorporate it into the software, especially if it's going to be autonomous in the future. Just bake it in. So to accelerate this dream of having their own cars, Sony will establish an operating company called Sony Mobility Inc. in the spring of 2022, through which the company intends to explore entry into the EV market. They do have business objectives for this new company. The company will aim to make the best use of AI and robotics technologies, help realize a world where everyone can live in harmony with robots on a daily basis. I mean, we kind of already do to a very minimal degree, all our smart devices, but imagining a world filled with robots is downright freaky to me. I mean, people alone is scary enough, but I know what people are thinking and doing, you know, because they're like me. Robots, on the other hand, who the heck knows? And they want to have these robots fill people with emotion. A lifeless robot is not going to fill me with the emotion that a human being or even a puppy dog can. And they're saying Vision S, which contributes to the evolution of mobility, together with the autonomous entertainment robot Aibo. Aibo is their little robotic dog, and the drone AirSpeak. Sony will seek to continue to create new value in a variety of fields. Okay, so you guys probably have already sensed my skepticism at Sony. I have no doubt that they can create amazing autonomous systems in the future for electric vehicles. And Sony even said it themselves, they have no plans on producing their own manufacturing plants. They would be working with a third-party company like Foxconn, for example, to build out their EVs. I don't even think that's a good idea. Their advantage is having really good sensors, thanks to their cameras, etc., and great software and technology, that it should be licensed, especially their sound. Is there any car on the market that has Sony sound? Maybe you guys know, but that's a great area for them to capitalize on. They have incredible TVs as well, so they could be a supplier for screens inside the vehicles, find a way to bake in PlayStation to capitalize on that mobility gaming scene. If they have such great autonomy through all their sensors and software, they can license that out to other companies. The chances of us seeing a Sony branded vehicle are probably less than 10% at this point. And I would say there's a slightly higher chance of us seeing Sony licensed software, sensors, technology in vehicles. I think that's a path of least resistance for them, instead of working with a third-party company to build EVs, which who knows if they would even be that competitive. Anyways, I'm not against Sony doing this. I think it's exciting to an extent. I just think it's like an insurmountable hurdle at this point for them to create their own cars. They should just license out their technology. And which car companies do you think could benefit the most from having Sony sensors and autonomy and, you know, entertainment built into it? I'll see you guys down below on that. And lastly, just to put a little icing on the cake today, BMW retains US luxury crown for third straight year. If you're new to the channel, I mainly just cover Japanese and Korean cars, and BMW obviously isn't one of them that I cover, but Lexus claimed the number 2 spot. And what's interesting is that the luxury segment is actually growing. Luxury sales climbed 13% in 2021 compared to just 3.3% for the overall industry. And they now account for a record nearly 15% of total US light vehicle sales. BMW delivered 336,000 vehicles. Lexus in second place with 304,000 vehicles, outselling Mercedes by more than 28,000 vehicles. Lexus hybrid sales accelerated 25% in 2021. I find that interesting. There were no new hybrids on the market except for like the NX plug-in hybrid and the NX 350h at the very end of the year, but those sales volumes are extraordinarily low. So I just think it's interesting because the RX 450h was one of the fastest selling Lexus vehicles, not the highest volume selling, but one of the fastest selling. They couldn't keep them on the lots very long. The UX 250h, I think, had a record year as well. So their hybrids continue to gain traction, even though they haven't given that much attention and technology to them outside of the new NX. Audi rounded out the top 5 US luxury brands in 2021 with 196,000 units. Alfa Romeo, Cadillac, Infiniti, Jaguar, and Lincoln ended the year down, with Infiniti by far in the last with minus 26%. So Tesla is now in the number 3 spot in the US luxury vehicle market. I don't really see Tesla as a luxury automaker. I don't even know if they claim themselves as a luxury automaker. I see them as their own segment. Luxury, I know the luxury segment is kind of getting melted away, even though it's technically growing. I feel like the lines and the barriers between mass market and luxury are getting slimmer than ever as technology and powertrains are getting very, very close between the two. That's always a fun thing to talk about in the comments. Do you consider Tesla a luxury automaker, or are they a mass market electric brand? And just because their prices are luxury tier, does that mean their vehicles are luxury tier? Are they luxury quality? I want you guys to sound off down below. I'm going to end it there. If you enjoyed today's video, smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe because I will update you on more Sony news as it comes out, but it's probably going to be like a CES thing every year. It's like, oh, we still have this technology. No one's licensed it yet. We're not really working with anyone to put it into production. I don't know. It'll be fun to see what comes of it, but I'm not going to get too excited for it. You know what I'm saying? It's a Japanese brand. Don't get too excited for them. They'll let you down. Anyways, guys, I'll end it there. Have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves, and as always, peace out.